Hi, and welcome to my Retin-a Retinol Trentinoin acid journey. I'm doing this video to help you decide if it's for you or not. And if you, like me, have tried it multiple times and it hasn't worked, stay tuned because I have some tips and tricks that really help you get through that ugly period. Okay, stay tuned. Hi, and welcome to my channel. I am Michelle Spieler, and this is Clean Beauty Babe. I am an over 25-year makeup pro, but more importantly, I am a woman in her 50s who is trying to navigate this anti-aging or pro-aging journey, and I try to help other women do the same. Let's get the elephant out of the room first and foremost. Retin-A, retinol, these are typically not considered clean beauty. I have my little clean beauty sign back here because ultimately I am a clean beauty artist and educator. I'm going to do a video soon, so let me know if that's a topic you're interested in, but I want to tell you what clean beauty means to me and why I've chose the name Clean Beauty Babe. But again, typically retinol and Retin-A do not fall under clean beauty. So I had a lot of trouble starting clean beauty or starting Retin-A because I knew that it didn't fall in the clean beauty category. And does that make me a huge hypocrite? But let me tell you what happened back in September. For quite some time, and I don't use any filters or anything on my YouTube videos, but for some time you can see these little pockets, right? And I started developing these little pockets. You can kind of almost see an outline in my 30s. I remember specifically one time noticing them in the makeup trailer when I was on a TV show. And I went home to see my parents one summer and my sister was like, oh, what's on your face? And I'm like, what? You know, and she was talking about this little pocket, you know, and it's just your face slowly falling over time. And that was in my 30s. I had this little, see that little pocket? But at 53, it's more pronounced. And of course, I have the jowls in the neck. But what happened back in September, or was it October? It doesn't matter. It was in the fall of 2020. I woke up one day and literally my lower half of the face had just kind of collapsed. It was shocking. I always go into the bathroom in the morning and for some reason it really caught my eye. These were huge, deep lines. I had little hatch marks, like little diagonal hatch marks. And it was really shocking. And I pointed it out to my husband and my daughter that night at dinner, and they were like, oh my gosh, I really see it. And it's not that I'm trying to point out all my flaws, but I wanted to make sure it wasn't in my head. And they were like, no, there is clearly something going on with your lower face. Excuse you, my big pit bull. So I panicked. I'm not going to lie. I panicked. And I went out and I got a retinol cream right away. I was following quite a few beauty gurus here on YouTube and also over on TikTok. And they were skin gurus, and everybody, every dermatologist, every plastic surgeon, every skin guru, everyone says, you need to be on a retinoid, some type of retinoid. And I was going to fix this somehow because I couldn't get surgery quite yet. But I wanted to research it, and I didn't talk about it back then because I was kind of keeping it a secret. I kind of wanted to see if retinol worked, and I was going to try retinol for about 6 months, and then I was going to bump up to Trentinoin acid, and this is what I have done. When I was researching the causes and concerns about Retin-A in the clean beauty world, I came across an article on goop.com. Goop is, you know, also clean beauty. And EWG, as you know, is probably my go-to website. When I get a new product and it doesn't come up on EWG, I will have to go in and type in every single ingredient one at a time on the EWG database to find out what's the harmful ingredients in here, what's linked to health problems, what does it score. A 1 and 2, which is green, is the lowest toxicity. 3 and 4 is still pretty low. And then you start going higher up. And so that EWG I use a lot. I'm not using Think Dirty app anymore. I'm done with Think Dirty app let's just not even talk about it. But EWG is my go-to. And so I found an article on goop.com, and it was the senior scientist at EWG, and I'm going to read it to you because he says, we don't have an issue with retinoids when they appear in cosmetics apart from SPF products, okay? And here's why he says this. So let me see. Let me see if I can find the next one. Huh. Well, okay, basically what he's saying, and also the president of EWG said the same thing. When any type of vitamin A or retinoid, any type of that ingredient is in an SPF and it's exposed to sun, it can cause cancerous tumors. And this is not just in the clean beauty realm. This is, you know, standard science. The vitamin A does not mix well with the sun. So first and foremost, what I want you to do is to make sure that any SPF you have has 0 retinol palmitate. Retinol palmitate is vitamin A. You want 0 in your sunscreens. And what I'm finding out, and I'm going to do a whole YouTube video on sunscreens soon, it's shocking to me how many companies put retinol palmitate in their SPF. Get it out. Go read your labels now. If you threw the box away, go, whatever the product is, go online. Everyone has to post their ingredients. Make sure retinol palmitate is not in your SPF. But when Retin-A, any type of retinol palmitate, any type of Trentinoin, retinol, any of these products are on your face at night where you're not exposed to the sun, they deemed it safe, okay? A lot of people don't know that in the clean beauty industry. Even the company I partner with, Beauty Counter, has come up with a Retin-a Alternative. They call it a Retinol Alternative, and they use bakuchiol. Bakuchiol is a plant from India that over time can mimic the results of retinol and has done well in clinical studies, but it just takes much longer to get there. And initially, when I was using the Beauty Counter anti-aging line Countertime, my skin looked glorious. Even my husband was commenting on how beautiful my skin looked. But then my face fell, right? In September, October, my face fell in 2020. And I'm like, okay, I need more than bakuchiol. I need to step this up. So that was really important to me, not to be using products that went against my whole philosophy on clean beauty and clean ingredients, because I work really hard on my health, okay? So I hope I'm not losing you here, but just know that if you are interested in clean beauty and you also have heard that Retin-A, retinol, all these products are bad for you because of the quick cell turnover, that is not the concern. The concern is anytime vitamin A mixes with sunlight, okay? So when you do use Retin-A at night, or Trentinoin acid or retinol, it is imperative that you get a really strong SPF that you wear daily. Super imperative. You will also feel kind of like a vampire. You'll go out into the sun and you'll be like, you know, it just almost feels like you're scorching. So I always recommend a 30 or higher. I just have this box here, but I'm not recommending Juice Beauty. I'll do a whole video later on SPF. Okay, so here is my journey. My journey started with a retinol product. I started with retinol. I decided I was going to do retinol for about 6 months before I stepped it up. I did the brand Naturium. If you don't know, this is Susan Yara's line. Her YouTube channel is Mixed Media. And she's a wealth of knowledge. She really is. And she started her own skincare line. I bought this on Amazon. I reached out to them first and said, is this your real legit product? They go, yes, we sell on Amazon. You can buy it through our website or Amazon. This is about 20 bucks. And I went through this, and you start once a week. And then once you can handle that, you can go to about twice a week. And then what I was doing is I was using this every other night. So I would use this. And then the other nights I would use my Beauty Counter skincare. I did go through some of the uglies. You've heard of the purging that comes with retinol products, Retin-A, Trentinoin. It is true. It is the real deal. Your skin will purge. You will get maybe a little red. You will get flaky, and they're microscopic flakes. So you wouldn't see it from here, but real close up, the flakes are really bad. I mean, just everywhere. And for gosh, for years I attempted Trentinoin acid. I went in for Retin-A, the generic is Trentinoin acid, and I just couldn't make it work. I would be so rashy and red and flaky, and I'm a professional makeup artist, so I'm real close up in people's face, and I couldn't have that. I couldn't be a professional makeup artist and just have like millions of dry, icky flakes all over my face. I couldn't do it. So I would abort mission every time. I could never push past the uglies. I would do my best, and I could not push past it. So that's why this time I thought I'm starting with retinol. It's more gentle. It takes a little bit longer than a Trentinoin or a Retin-A, but I'd rather have it take longer and me stick with it and be consistent, okay? So I did this. When I went through this bottle, I went to get more because that's how much I like this. This is the Retinol cream. Do a cream, not a gel. Creams are more gentle. And this is a 2.5, but they were out of it and I panicked. So I'm like, so I researched some good brands and the Cerave came up. Now there's two types of Cerave retinols. There is a, this is the skin renewing, and then there's one called skin resurfacing. Skin resurfacing is good for acne or really oily skins, but the skin renewing is good for more mature skin, normal to oily, normal dry skin. This was okay. I didn't love it as much as I loved this, but again, I was to the point where I could use this almost every night, and that's how I knew I was ready to step up to a Trentinoin acid. I was using this almost every night. Once in a blue moon, I might get a little tiny bit flaky, and I would back off and I would do all my beauty counter skincare the next night, sometimes 2 nights, okay? I'm going to tell you again how to layer all this, but your best bet is to start with retinol. It only goes on dry skin. Hear me out. You have to do your skincare at night in layers, and you have to spread them out. And I know that sounds inconvenient for those of you who like to wash your face and pop right into bed, or maybe you don't like to wash your face. You have to. You're going to wash your face. You're going to make sure your skin's dry, so you're going to want to wait about 5-10 minutes. Then you put on your retinol, and then I always do a moisturizing cream right after this, okay? And then go to bed. And anytime you wake up and you see the flakes, just back off your retinol for a few nights and then go back to retinol, okay? So once I pushed past the uglies and the flakies, and I was able to tolerate it almost every night, I knew it was time to step up to a Trentinoin acid, but I wasn't ready to go to my doctor. And so it was just interesting the way some of these Facebook ads or Instagram ads work. There is a company called Curology, and I bought this with my own money. I'm not an affiliate with them at all. I bought this with my own money, but I might be in the future because I reached out to them. So I saw a deal that for $5, you could get a month of Curology. And what I like about Curology is you have to go through a doctor on their website. So they will prompt you to answer a bunch of questions about your skin, and you are going to take a photograph facing the window and then a side view because they want to see your skin and assess it. I had a gal reach out to me, and she prescribed me the lowest dose of Trentinoid acid. So I love that. It was a 0.009%. I mean, that is low. And what else is in here is 4% niacinamide and a tranexamic acid 5%. So she made me my own little formula, and that's what they do at Curology. They make a formula based on your needs. It also came with a mini rich moisturizer because I'm mature and dry skin, and it came with a mini cleanser. Let me say that I am so impressed with these products. I really just wanted this, but I'm so impressed. This moisturizer is so rich, and this cleanser, it's not one you would use at night to take off your makeup, but it's amazing first thing in the morning, okay? And I like to use it with this little silicone. I just put this little silicone right here, and I gently go over any area where I have some little flakes forming so that I get the flakes off so I have pretty skin. I also picked up this Neutrogena Rapid Wrinkle. This is a retinol eye cream. I don't like it. This got great reviews, and if you like it, great. That's wonderful. I didn't like it because it made my eyes incredibly dry and just old looking. So I'm not a fan. I will not be buying this again, but it got great reviews. So let me know if you like that. Oh, and real quick, if you haven't, could you subscribe just real quick, just below the video, hit subscribe or like, that would mean a lot. And I love comments, so I'm real good about getting back to people. Okay, so this was $5 for 1 month, and I was able to assess if this was working for me, and I was instantly impressed. So then I subscribe to the every other month. And what Curology does is they send you the larger sizes. Okay, so see, this was a 1 month and this is a 2 month. This was a 1 month. This is a 2 month. Okay, and so every other month you get a shipment, and I kept it at the same strength. I wanted it exactly the same strength. And I did really well with it at first. And like I said, anytime I would notice any type of redness, or you can tell when your moisture barrier is stripped, you're just real dry and tight, maybe a little red, and you've got tiny little flakes everywhere. I would back off for a few nights, just use my beauty counter or use something super hydrating like a Weleda Skin Food. You want something ultra hydrating to kind of rebuild your moisture barrier back up before going back to this. I watched every video imaginable. I've watched dermatologists talk about this. I couldn't push past the uglies in the past, but what worked this time was watching people tell me exactly how to layer it, and that was the key. So now I know how to layer this so that even the Curology, I'm not waking up with flakies anymore. I'm not. So here's what I do, and I will leave you with this, okay? So again, you only use these products at night, never in the day, and you must wash them off the next morning. So please hear me out when I say that's an important step. I wash my face at night, and I use either a beauty counter cleanser or I use the Cerave cream to foam because I need to get all my makeup off. Their cleanser is not going to get your makeup off. So I do that at night. And then I might use an alcohol-free toner. I love my Thayer's Witch Hazel alcohol-free. And I'll use that just to make sure I have all the makeup off. And then I will use, hear me out, I'll use a hyaluronic acid serum. Now, after you wash your face, I just barely pat it dry because I want moist skin. I don't want wet skin, I want moist skin. And I go in with a pump of hyaluronic acid. So I either use the Vichy 89, I love this. You can tell I'm almost out. I bought this for my Pro Kit and loved it so much that I stole it from my Pro Kit, put a Nivea or a Neutrogena in my Pro Kit, and now this Vichy, I use it every single day. Every single day. I use it before I do my makeup, and I use it right after I wash my face and tone, okay? One pump all over my face. Then I'll wait a few minutes. Now I also have the ordinary hyaluronic acid. I don't love this. When I run out of this, this I might use, or it might go to my Pro Kit. And then I've also got this company, OSEA, and it comes with a nice pump. And this is a really nice hyaluronic acid too. And I can put all of these products, I'll put it in the description. So anytime you want to know anything I'm talking about, hit the title of this episode or this post, and it'll drop down and you'll see everything I'm talking about, okay? So cleanse, tone, hyaluronic acid, wait a few minutes so your skin's dry and not damp and plump feeling. That's when I go in with, hear me out, I go in with the moisturizer. I take the moisturizer, and mine's rich. You know, you're different. They're going to prescribe you something different. But I do the rich moisturizer all over my face, okay, everywhere. And then this is an important step. Take yourself some Vaseline or some Aquaphor, real important. Trust me, I'm going to save you a lot of heartbreak if you do this. Take this, go around the sides of the nose, go up inside the nostrils. You want to coat the inside nostrils with this Vaseline and go in your outer corners. I don't know why Retin-A attacks those areas and just makes them red and raw and flaky. You'll have big flakes hanging out of your nose. The inside of your nose hurts. Trust me, do this step. No one taught me this. I learned it on my own, and it's money. It's the money step, okay? All that, because I don't know what it is about Retin-A or Trentinoin or even the retinol, even this, burns, wakes up the next day and all this hurts and burns and dry and cracking, okay? Then one pump, okay? One pump. I'm going to show you it. They say the size of a pea. Now, there were times where I'd like, ooh, that doesn't look like a pea, so I'm going to do 1.5 pumps. Wrong. I would wake up with red rashy, not rashy, but red, irritated, flaky. Please do not do more than one pump. And I'm going to show you how much that is. And I'm doing this for you. I hate to waste a pump, but I'm going to do it for you. Look, that is one pump. Okay. That is one pump, about the size of a pea, smaller than a pinto bean, the size of a big pea. Okay. I just wasted that for you guys. So you're welcome. That's all you need. And you're going to dot it. Just kind of dot it all over, and then I just kind of massage it in. Now remember, don't go around the nose. Even though you're protected, get in the habit of not going around the nose, and don't go close to the sides of the mouth, because it's all going to kind of seep up into these areas anyway, and that's why you want to protect it with a barrier. Then I go back in with moisturizer. Trust me, I've tried every which way, and this is the only way I can wake up and have beautiful skin in the morning and soft to the touch and no flakes. I go back in with the moisturizer, and I'll either do this, or that's when I'll grab my beautiful Beauty Counter rich moisturizer in a jar, and I'll use that to go to bed, okay? If for any reason I wake up the next morning and I have any dryness or tightness is a sign that your moisture barrier is breaking down, and that's not good. You don't want that. You want to wake up to soft skin. So you're going to back off, lay off of all this, lay off of it for one night, do your regular skincare, and then try again the next night. I am now waking up to the most soft, supple skin, and my skin is actually feeling a little more taut, you know, not tight, but taut. I'm feeling a little more firm. I'm feeling a little more glowy. I feel like my discoloration, I feel like now my nose and my chin aren't as discolored as they were before. I'm noticing sunspots are starting to fade ever so lightly. So that's what you're gonna do, okay? If you love vitamin C serum like me, Curology asks you not to use any vitamin C serum for a while. They want to make sure you're not using anything with active ingredients outside of your prescription that they gave you, okay? But I just started using this. I've been on Curology for about 6 weeks now, and I just started using this every day, and I'm doing well. I'm tolerating it very well. So I'm just letting you know, ditch the vitamin C for a while. They're going to tell you that also. They check in with you. They ask for updated photos. I'm just really impressed with Curology. Again, I'm not working with them. I paid for this with my own money. I would like to work with them though, because I am so blown away. Go to their website and see if you can find a code, because I told my friend about it and she went right away, and we got all of these minis. It's a 1 month supply for $5. Basically, it was $5 and then you pay for shipping. And then a real dermatologist is the person who's working with you. So it's really impressive. Then I want to say this, then don't forget, it's super important the next morning to go back and use your cleanser. If you have some flakes, whatever you do, trust me, I burned my face so bad. Do not use any acids. You don't want anything with lactic acid. You don't want anything with glycolic. You don't want anything with salicylic, no acids whatsoever when you are on this regime. So wake up and do the gentle cleanser, and go get one of these little silicone pads. You can buy them just about anywhere. and you're gonna lightly, lightly, lightly massage off some of those flakes. Then go into your daily moisturizer. Do not forget your SPF. And if makeup is not sitting pretty on your face, and it might not for the first few weeks, do a tinted moisturizer. This is one of my favorite tinted moisturizers. It's a BB Cream by Maybelline. I love this. I have not bought it since summer because a good friend of mine online, she's cruelty-free beauty, and she said, Michelle, Maybelline still tests on animals and there's no stopping in sight. And so I'm like, Maybelline has such good products right now. So I still have this. You know me, I don't believe in throwing something out if you find out it's not clean. I mean, you could take it back, but I already had this for months. I have turned so many women onto this Maybelline BB Cream. And not one person has come back to me and went, oh, I don't like that. No, everyone loves this. It's $8. It's so pretty. And if you need a little bit more coverage, you can go in with your concealer in areas where you need a little bit more coverage and just dab it in. But this covers nicely and you'll look moisturized because you are going to have a few weeks, maybe a little more of the purging, the uglies, the flakies, the red, the irritated. You just are, okay? And you have to push through it. I did. I pushed through it. Thank goodness we're in a quarantine. And so I had a lot of days and weeks where I was just home doing this and I could push through it. But I have learned from so much trial and error and following so many dermatologists, and even following dermatologists and even following what these dermatologists said, I still would wake up with my moisture barrier irritated or stripped. So now you know what works for me. I promise it's different for everyone, but if you really do those steps that I just went over, I really think you can avoid all of the trial and error that I just went through. And I'm happy to do it for you, but I want you to avoid that because it was a lot of ugly days, a lot of days where I burned and I thought my skin was raw and I'm like, what did I just do to myself? So I hope that helps. If you have any questions at all, please put it in comments. I really do my best to get back to everyone right away. I will put as many products as I can in the description for you. I don't make any money off of any of this. I'm literally just going to write the name. There's no links or anything except for Beauty Counter. There's Beauty Counter link. But now you know. Now you know. Retin-A, Trentinoin, Retinol. These are not out of the realm of clean beauty. They just are not to ever, ever, ever be used in the daytime. And please check all of your SPFs at home and make sure your family is not using any SPF with retinol palmitate in it, because you would be surprised at how many companies like Neutrogena and many others still put it in their products. Get it out of there. It is linked to cancerous tumors when exposed to sunlight, but we're responsible. We're only wearing vitamin A at night, and then we're washing it off in the morning, and we're using a good SPF without retinol palmitate every single day, so we can see the effects of retinol or Trentinoin acid over time. And it is going to firm, it's going to rebuild your collagen, it's going to lighten discolorations and sunspots over time, but you have to be consistent, okay? I hope that helps. Thanks for watching, everyone. Subscribe. Give me a thumbs up if this video helped you. And I want to hear your Retin-A or Trentinoin acid or retinol stories. So talk about it below, because when we all talk about it, we all learn from one another. Bye for now.